and we will get started. I'm just loading up now. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. We are starting to get back into things, so that's kind of nice. And as soon as I load up here, we will get going. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, everybody. So welcome. I'm glad everybody is here. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. If you want to show more support with the channel or Myshire Farm, hit the like button, support the channel. I greatly appreciate that as well. Welcome to our Sunday Night Live. We do this every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the most part. And we do a live Q&A where you ask the questions and we will do our very best to help you on your journey with Coturnix Quail. We actually do this twice a week. We do it on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are doing them on Tuesdays at 8. Sorry, that's pretty new. This Sunday thing has been going on for about 3 years now, and we do a couple fun things on here. It's more of a community setting, so we all just kind of hang out, enjoy each other, things like that. I read all the comments, so there's a couple things that we do. If you want to let us know where you're from, it's always interesting to see where all the people are at in the quail world. If you have hatching eggs from us this past week and you have not told me, let me know and we will write that down for our records. We're currently sitting at a 72.1% hatch rate on chipped eggs for the year from the customers that I've heard back from. And obviously ask your questions, and we would be more than happy to help you on your journey with Coturnix Quail. We also like to support each other, so if you can, support the channel by just hitting the like button. And we've got some good videos coming your way, so let's talk about those for just a second. This past week, we did a video, I think I posted it, I don't know, Monday maybe, about the honey that I got. I thought it was a lot of fun. So if you missed that, it's kind of cool to see how the bunnies or how the bees operate and how to extract honey and things like that. That's kind of cool. And then I posted another video this week about when incubators lie. I think this is a very valuable, informative video. I try to make it as short as possible, but filled with information. I tried not to ramble on. So hopefully you can check that out. That was all about the temp. And then tomorrow I'll be posting all about humidity, and then later in the week we'll be posting one more in that little when incubators lie category. So hopefully you guys will be able to start determining when things are going wrong or being able to figure out what exactly happened and when and things like that. And if you have any extra questions about any of the videos you've watched or that you're going to watch, remember, I'm here every Sunday and Tuesday for the most part. Things might get a little tricky during the holidays, so we'll see how that goes. We probably won't have to deal with that until the Christmas time, but we'll see how that goes. And then yesterday, yesterday, days run together here, we posted a video about a new and improved way to make money off of your Coturnix Quail. I thought it was a great idea. I did not come up with it. The only information I have on it is I took the course from Linda. It's called Hatching at Home. I think I saw Linda in here saying hello. Linda, if you'll be so kind to maybe post the link to Hatching at Home. If you've not watched that video, the link is in there. It's the last video I posted, so it'll be the most recent on the YouTube channel. But it's a great way to start. If you have any questions about that, I will try to answer those tonight for you. And if you have not signed up already, I was given clearance. So if you've not signed up, use the code MYSHIRE25, and that will give you a discount on the class. But it was very, very informative. Like I said in the video yesterday, she's very, very professional. She's great at what she does. And she's got a lot of experience. She's had a lot of years of doing just the hatching at home thing to be able to give you all the information you need to be successful. And I love the fact that she went into how to start a business and what legal paperwork you need and where to go and what to look for. And I mean, it was very valuable, especially for Quail for Profit. So I think that was very, very cool. So make sure you check that video out as well. All right, I'm going to take a drink and then we will get started. Make sure you put in your questions, and I'll get to them as quickly as I can. And remember, hit the like button to support the channel. I saw Verna Young donate $5. I appreciate that. That'll go to the channel right now. Sorry, I have a cough drop. Usually, our donations go to an 18 and under contest. But for the next 2 months, we're going to be revamping that and starting it back in January. We're still going to be doing a cage and hatching eggs for November, December, but we're not going to be doing anything else until January. And I'm hoping to work on all of that this week. I had a big project this week that I had to get out of the way, and I did it in a timely manner, which is kind of nice. So that's my next one. All right, so thank you very much. And you will see Verna Young and Ed Got Bait as blue in the comments with a little wrench. They are the admins or moderators of my YouTube channel. So they help keep everything in check. They answer questions before I get to them, and they do a lot in the Quail community as a whole. So thank you very much for all you do. Aaron's in the house. First like and comment. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. S.O. Swanson says, I'll take second comment with third and fourth like. There you go. Thank you very much. Let's see. Chuck Kink. I'm sure I butchered that. I'm sorry, but thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Christine is in the house. Thumbs up. Thank you. Karen McAllister's in the house. Says hello. Welcome. Glad you're here. What should I feed quail that I'm breeding? I know layer feed for eggers and finisher for meat. Thanks. If you type in the YouTube search bar, feed by Myshire Farm, what we feed will show up. I did a video on the nutritional requirements and the percentages and things like that. And then I also showed you our labels of what we make. So you can definitely check that out. But they're really not too picky. So preferably a crumble. That's a best practice. That's actually one of the videos I'm planning on doing this week. I don't think it'll be posted this week, but I'm going to get that in the queue as far as just the basics of feeding your quail. Feeding your quail made simple. Yeah, preferably a crumble. That's kind of a preferred thing. But we've fed mesh, we've fed crumble, we've fed pellets, and they all do okay. Crumble seems to work best. So preferably a crumble, but they're really not picky. So an all flock, all purpose layer feed, whatever you feed your chickens, they're really not picky at all. Let's see. Joy's in the house from Western Oregon. Welcome. Glad you're here. Dr. Connie's in the house. Hello from Florida. A beautiful day here today. Please verify the only way to get sex linked is breeding Egyptian and wilds. The only way to breed sex links is to have one thing and the roux dilute of that. So, for example, you could put wild hens over Egyptian males and get sex links. You could also put Italian hens over autumn amber males and get sex links. And so on and so forth. So, but it's got to be the roux dilute of whatever you're using. But the most common way is, Egyptians and wilds. David Lister's in the house from Oklahoma. Welcome. AJG is in the house. Welcome. Your order goes out this week. I remember writing on your foamer today. The eggs aren't collected yet. They haven't been laid, but you do go out this week, so you should be getting a tracking number shortly from Jenna. Aaron Gutros is in the house. Ellen Lutz is in the house. Welcome both. Linda Easton Waller is in the house. Welcome. Robert Bird is in the house from Oklahoma. Welcome. Robert is in the house. Started lockdown yesterday. Wish me luck. Good luck. I'm sure you're going to do great. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And remember, if you don't have a big hatch by Tuesday, get on the live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll try to troubleshoot for you a little bit. Jesse Mills is in the house. Good evening, everyone. I'll just be listening in for a while. I'm still at work driving. Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, and be safe. Cena Renee's Apartment Stead is in the house. I love the name. Says, hello, Myshire. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Feathered Connections Homestead is in the house. Welcome. Ellen Lutz from Midland, Texas is in the house. Welcome. Jason Hughes is in the house from Riverview, Florida. Welcome. Glad you're here. Jeffrey is in the house from Central Kentucky. Welcome. Glad you're here. William is in the house from Southeast Michigan. Welcome. Glad you're here. To everyone in the live, good evening. Welcome. Thank you. AJ says, I can't wait to get my eggs from you guys. Hopefully soon they'll ship. Well, yeah, you'll be shipping out this week. If you haven't, she's working on labels now. So if you haven't gotten the label yet, you'll get it shortly. And I think you're projected to go out like Wednesday or Thursday. So it's later in the week. But you should be going out. Paul's in the house from Ohio. Welcome, neighbor. I'm in Ohio as well. Nishra Rama is in the house. Hello, everyone. Greetings from amazing Arizona. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Tony is in the house from Toronto. Welcome. Diana Tuttle is in the house. Welcome. Verna, thank you very much again for the $5 donation to the channel. I appreciate that. Nikki James is in the house from Missouri. Hope all had a great weekend. Absolutely, it was productive. I think I said last week. I think it was last week that this was the first time I felt caught up since like before QuailCon, which was in September. So, and then obviously I'm slammed moving into QuailCon. So this is the first time last week I said this was the first time I had felt caught up since, like June-ish. And I've actually stayed caught up this week and gotten extra done. So it's been great. It's been a great week. It did start snowing yesterday, so that was kind of a crapper. Don't like the cold. Jason Hughes is in the house. Just want to say thank you for helping me start my quail journey. Your channel has a wealth of information. The quail I ordered are now 4 weeks old and all that hatched healthy and look great. Awesome. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the journey you're doing. And it sounds like you're doing great. So keep up the good work and thank you very much. Parmanstead says, I appreciate the information on the last post. Not a problem. Happy to share it. And yeah, Linda did a great job. La Sierra Acres Hatchery is in the house. Hey, everyone. Hey, Zach. Josh checking in from Riverside, California. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. Absolutely. You as well. Beth is in the house. If I have a flock of 8 hens in an aviary setting, can I put more than one roux in with them? Yes. Or is that a sure fight till the death? No. You can do, so we have colony cages, so that's multiple breeder sets in the same cage. So as long as you do 5 hens to every 1 male, you can put multiple in there. I think you said 8, so I'd still put 2 males in there. I know it's a 1-to-4 ratio, but it's an aviary setting. They're gonna have plenty of room. I think they'll be fine. 1-to-4 is not the end of the world. So yeah, you would be completely fine, and that is what is recommended, is putting 2 hens in there. Vermont Quail's in the house. I made it, and hello all. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Foster Farms is in the house. Welcome. Glad to see you here. Verna did put the hatching at home classes in the link at 7:06 p.m. if you guys wanted to check that out. It's well worth checking out at least. Ellen's in the house. I still have my 4 quail aged 12 weeks now. Awesome. Congratulations. And good luck. You should be getting eggs, so that's kind of exciting. Natasha Watkins is in the house from sunny New Zealand. 20 Celsius here today. Well, stay warm. Well, thanks for showing up. I don't know what time it is there, but that's cool. I'm glad you're here. Ellen says, been so fun. 2 females and 2 males. 1 set has paired off. There you go. Tiny Quail Farm says, my incubator lost power for about 2 hours with 8 days left to lockdown. How much damage could it have done to the eggs? With just 2 hours, you should be completely fine. There probably wasn't any damage at all. I can tell everybody that's listening or watching, We got about 77 people right now. If by chance you ever run out of power, if the power goes down during the incubation, the best thing to do is insulate that incubator as quickly as possible. You know, preferably like something very thick, like a quilt, a thick blanket. I mean, something heavy that it's going to keep all that heat in until the power comes back on. Typically, you really don't have anything affected as long as the incubator is running properly the whole other time. If the power goes out for up to about 6 to 8 hours, after that you start having issues. So you should be completely fine. Natasha says put 50 chicks in brooder yesterday. One incubator due in lockdown Friday with 144 eggs. There you go. You're staying pretty busy. Very cool. Good luck to you. That's a lot going on. I put in about 400. Yeah, I guess I put in about 400 jumbos. This week I'm putting in double that in the jumbos, and then we'll be putting in about 900 mix. So we're going full force on the hatching right now, so I feel you. Misty Dawn is in the house from St. Helens, Oregon. Welcome, we're glad you're here. Diana Tuttle says, my quail eggs that I got from you at QuailCon 22 are now 7 weeks old. I can't wait till they start laying. Super excited. Thanks so much. Awesome. It should be any time. Make sure that they have about 16 to 18 hours of light a day. And I would assume you'll get some this week. But very cool. Congratulations. And I wish you all the best. Hatching at Home is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Natasha says another 152 eggs in today. Big increase since I started in February. I bet so. I hear that. You're rocking and rolling it. Very cool. I did get a good friend of mine, a customer, but also a good friend. Customer turned into a good friend. We'll put it that way, which is usually how it works out. But they called yesterday, and they've helped me out with some things as well, and they got a big account. And they're starting their quail for profit business, and they are off to the races. So they're trying to hatch out a lot too to keep up with demand. So that's awesome. I love to hear those things. Andrea Perry says, hi, I had a hen dead in the cage the other day. Small scalped spot on her head. Cage is 10 inches tall. The odd thing was her throat was ripped out. I haven't seen that before. You think the quail did that? Usually with the throat ripped out, it's a predator, not necessarily a quail. It could be if by chance... It could be if it was in a rough spot already, you know? If they kind of got in the fight and it started bleeding or whatever, and then it died, they would peck at it and open it up. So it's possible. Most of the time it is a predator that'll actually take the throat, like a rat. Hate rats. I hate rats. Chad says hello from Oklahoma. Zach, are you going to add other breeds of quail? Nope. We're only going to specialize in Caturnix because that takes all of my time. Rick Hageman is in the house. Welcome. Foster Farm says we have wild hens and Egyptian females. Will that make sex? No. It's not the roux dilute. So because it has the feed gene, that will not work. Because the wild doesn't have the feed gene. So they have to match up except for the roux gene. So just wilds and Egyptians, or Italians and Ottomambers, or Rosettas and Scarlets, Egyptian fees and fab fees. Like, it's got to be the same thing, just with the feed gene in it. Robert Bruce is in the house from Mobile, Alabama. Welcome, we're glad you're here. La Sierra Acres Hatchery says, hey, hatching at home, love your idea for the incubator chick brooder rental idea. There you go. Happy Homestead says, hi, Zach. Gail from Devil's Elbow, Missouri. Got another week till lockdown on my pearls. Well, best of luck to you. Obviously, keep me posted, but I'm sure you're going to do great. About 81 is in the house from Southwest Louisiana. Welcome, we're glad you're here. Foster Farm says hit the like button, folks. Absolutely support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Why do you look weird? Hold, please. It's weird. Okay. It's working, so. Linda Easton Waller is in the house. Rick is in the house from... Where'd you go? There you are. In Texas. Welcome. Let's see. Ed Guy Bates says like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Absolutely. We do have a lot of good videos coming your way. We've got 2 more incubator videos about troubleshooting and when incubators lie, reasons my quail are not laying, simple ways for a bachelor pad, why is my fertility low and what to look for, what to start with, color versus jumbo size, what's the difference, why quail die, and what to look for, when to replace breeders and add new blood, making the quail journey easier and faster, what new quail raisers always ask, feeding your quail made simple, I've not done that video yet, and why you should not grind your feed. We also have, that's just the list that I've done except for 2 or 3, I haven't finished those. I still have the HOA video to do, that one's actually done. Mark that off real quick. I'm going to try to get with Papa the Builder and do a video on what he's been working on pretty much for the whole year. We are starting the incubator reviews. Those are in process, but obviously those take some time. And I need to watch it. I don't think I'm happy with it, but I did do a video last week about the shipping process of hatching eggs. I thought it would be cool for everybody to see how we collect and get your order together and organize it and move it out. I need to watch it and see if I want to redo that one. But technically that video is done if I wanted to post it. So I just need to rewatch it. So we got the whole point of me rambling on about that was we have a lot of good videos coming your way. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because I really think you're going to get a lot of good info coming up. Moss Quail Farm is in the house from Georgia. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Foster Farm says, oh, I don't know, Zach. You look good in dark circles. LOL, as do we all. There you go. AJ says, think you might have another AJ going out. I use my real name on my order. AJ is my nickname because most people can't say my real name, Ambrosio. Oh, well, I have an AJ, which is AJAY, and your order, which is Ambrosio. You actually go out tomorrow. So, but AJ, whoever I'm shipping to, which is the same way to spell it on the foamer, ordered jumbos, which don't go out till like Wednesday or Thursday. But Ambrosio, I don't remember. I think you ordered 30 rare, but I can't remember. Anyways, you go out tomorrow. Look at me remembering stuff, getting back to the old ways. By the way, not that anyone cares, but I have not had caffeine all week. None. No pop. No. I've had coffee, and I'm very upset about it because I thought I was having regular coffee, and turns out I was using the wrong coffee all week, so I haven't had caffeine all week, which was not the goal. I would like to have a little caffeine. So I'm going to get back to my 1 coffee a day in the morning that's actually caffeine, but I've not had Mountain Dew, Coke. I've not had anything except for water all week. So look at me doing really well. And I've eaten healthy all week, which really sucks. Don't like that at all, but gotta do it. Curbside. What's your problem? I haven't. I've eaten all the stuff on my plate. So, till you do that, I don't think you have anything to say. Sorry, my son's in here. Curbside Outdoors is in the house from Southeast Michigan. Welcome, glad you're here. 1 p.m. Monday afternoon. That is crazy. That's cool. That's cool. I'd love to travel more. Aaron Brown is in the house. Pixie Line Creations from Roseville, California. Welcome. We're glad you're here. AJ says, never mind. Just got the email with the shipping info. The timing is great. There you go. About what the boss says, I have a cage that... I have a cage that this is the second male that is getting scalped. I can't figure out who the bully is, though. The last male got called. How do I figure out who the bully is? Well, most likely it's a hen. Most likely it's your largest hen. That's just law of averages. Not necessarily the case, but that's where I would start. I would say there's a very, very high chance of it being one of the females. What I would do is actually take all of the quail in that cage, put them in a small box where they're not getting any light, and very, very crowded, like as crowded as you can make them. Put them in there for about an hour, 35 minutes to an hour, especially. You need to go longer with the bigger the box. So if it's like a big tote and you've only got like 5 or 6 in there, then they need to be in there for like 3-4 hours. But if you can find like a, an old Amazon box and just shove 20 in that box real quick, they can be in there for about 30 minutes. You put them all back in the cage at the exact same time. That disorients them, and that will stop all issues with territorialism. Which sounds like is what it is because it's the male getting scalped. Sometimes you'll get a jerk male and he'll beat up on the females, but most of the time when the male gets hurt, it's because one of the females says, no, this is my territory. So that's usually how it works. Beth says, hey, Zach, Beth from Quility Quail in Indiana, maybe? Got my teens 9 days ago and have my first crow 2 days ago. I actually saw the one that did it tonight and was able to successfully see foam. There you go. Very cool. So that's a great learning experience. Congratulations. Hopefully you got a lot more hens than males, and I wish you all the best. Sundial Fragrance is in the house. Hello from Texas. Hit the like button, y'all. Absolutely. Thank you very much for your support. Boss says, what would be the best way to introduce a new male? Well, I just told you. Look at me, answering questions before I even get to them. Foster, which is put them all in the same cage, or put them all in the same box, and then put them all in the cage together, and then there's no territory issues. Foster Farm says, hey guys, on an iPad, if you want to record the comments, be sure to swipe down on your iPad screen and hit the screen record button. That way you can record the comments and conversations. Great info. There you go. Thanks for sharing. Aaron Brown says we just had about 15 hatch overnight. Very cool. Congratulations, and I hope that they all hatch for you. Natasha says 68 degrees. It's still chilly. I mean, it's... For some reason, I thought it was a lot colder than that. But I'm from Merca, so me using Fahrenheit to Celsius or the metric system to, I don't do well with that at all. Transferring, not good at all. Still, 68's not great. No, I don't like that. Of course, I like that a lot better than my 31 degrees outside right now in Ohio. Petamal Farm says number 57 on the likes. Well, thank you very much. We're up to 69, which is pretty cool. Thank you very much. I'd love to see if we can get to 100. So if you can, hit the like button, and let's try to make it 100 tonight. Petamal Farm says howdy from Tennessee. Welcome. We're glad to hear. Ellen says, why can't I get chicks in mail? You could. There's certain places that ship quail chicks. It's not recommended. It's nothing that I'll ever do. The chicks are just... So you can ship chicken chicks, and they do fine. But what you need to remember is that a quail chick is a third of the size, so they're way too heat dependent, way too much. They're way too small to ship for any success to happen. So by the time they're the same age or same size as a chicken chick, that's when we ship them. So it's just safe that way. Lost here, Acres Hatchery says, working on replacing this year's breeder stock, and I have about 350 eggs in the incubator with the first 100 hatching today and tomorrow. Very cool. Good luck. Half a degree different color line. 5. I'm sorry. I thought there was like a period and then a decimal. 5 different color lines and celadons. Going to get busy soon. There you go. I wish you all the best. And yeah, we're doing the same thing here. Lost here, Acres Hatchery gave us a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Kayla is in the house from Riverview. Welcome. Glad you're here. Ellen says, what about eggs? We ship eggs all year long. throughout the U.S. Sundial Fragrance says, my quail just laid the first egg yesterday, so excited, awesome, and just got the email with the tracking from Myshire for my jumbo egg order. Thanks for everything, Zach. Awesome, congratulations. I don't remember what the name on the order would have been, but I think I only scheduled through Thursday, and then I'm going to get another list together Friday, Saturday, in case I was wrong on the projections. So I would assume you're going to go out no later than Thursday this week. But that's great. Congratulations, and thanks for your patience. I know you've been waiting quite some time. Patricia Clarkson says, receive my jumbo eggs. Today is lockdown. Wednesday is hatch day. Awesome. Congratulations. Today is lockdown Monday. So if you are not having a lot of them hatched by Tuesday night, 2 days from now, please jump on our Tuesday night live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll try to troubleshoot a little bit. But ideally, Tuesday night around this time is when you should have a huge hatch. Ideally, so keep me posted on that. Andy Rabbit is in the house. Hello, welcome. We're glad you're here. Not talking to me. Thank you, Verna. Foster Farm says, a moment of silence for Zach's caffeine loss. I don't feel any different, but I'm not getting headaches, so that's nice. The first few days I was having major caffeine headaches, so I don't really like being dependent on that, so that kind of freaked me out. So that kind of helped me stay off the caffeine, off the Mountain Dew. That definitely cannot be healthy for me. Crystal Grubb says, hi Zach, I just recently let's start again. Nothing about your comment, it's me reading. Hi Zach, I just recently acquired 40 free young quail about 4 to 6 weeks of age. A big assortment of colors. Most of them are feather sexable, some are not. Should I sort them by color? I eventually want to hatch my own eggs. It really depends on what you're wanting to do. That is really, really cool, and congratulations on your journey, and good luck. You can sort them by color if you'd like. That's a lot of different cages. You can put them all together. They'll get along just fine as well, as long as it's 3 quail per square foot and 5 hens to every 1 male. Here's another thought for you. You could put all the non-feather sexable quail in one cage and all the feather sexable quail in another cage. All the feather sexable quail, if a feather sexable quail and a feather sexable quail fertilize the egg and you hatch out the egg, it will always be feather sexable. You're going to get an offset every once in a while, like 1 out of every 500 won't be, but for the most part, they're all feather sexable. So, you put wilds and Egyptians and Italians and Fab Fees and you put them all in the same cage, they're all feather sexable, they're all going to produce feather sexable chicks and quail. So that's another option that you can do too, but they do all get along if you wanted to put them together and not have multiple cages. But really, it's whatever you want to do. We separate by color, but we've got 70, I don't know, 60, 64, 73. We have 73 cages. So it's a lot. A lot of different feeders, a lot of, Cali Quail Keepers is in the house. Is there a correlation between feed quality and fertility rates? Never used cheap or big box company feed, but more a reason to tell customers to pay for quality if intended on hatching own eggs. There is, but it's very, very minute. I'm a big believer, like you don't want to, everything is in moderation. So, with your quail, if you have chickens, just feed them what you're already getting, and then you don't have to worry about multiple, bags of feed and things like that. It doesn't affect it very much unless it's actually a really poor quality feed. So I wouldn't get like the worst of the worst. So just think of it as good, better, best. So good is fine. If you can go with better, that's ideal. They really don't need best. We do best here, but that's because we ship so much. If we were just raising for ourselves, we would probably feed them good, is probably what we would do. Ed Gabe says, roll on the floor laughing. Yes, eating healthy does suck. It really does. Terrace Lipsky, I hope I said that correctly, says hello from South Carolina. Taz here. I still have my flock going from eggs I ordered last year. Love the quality of your birds. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations. That's very cool. So best of luck to you, and it sounds like you're doing great. Congratulations. Esso Swanson says, caffeine is the substance of life. Telling me. Patricia says, congrats on no soda, so bad for the liver and kidneys. I hear you. I'm not feeling as young as I used to. I gotta start changing it now, or I'm gonna regret it later. AJ says, I ordered 50 of the Feather Sex Bull mix eggs. That sounds more like it too. I think the order right after you was 30 rare. You're right. Either way, you go out tomorrow, I promise. What the Quail Farm is in the house says, hello everyone. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Callie Quail Keeper says hello to the family. Welcome. Dr. Connie says switching to Kalmbach is a great way to get off this. Oh wait, kombucha. Sorry, switching to kombucha is a great way to get off the sodas. Just saying. There you go. I had my feed because of the previous question. I'm actually doing pretty good. A lot of water and mind over matter kind of thing. Doing pretty good. Curbside Outdoors says, I'm thinking of doing the class you promoted. It's a great class. I really enjoyed it. We've been in business, like I said, for, 12 and a half years. And we took things away that we hadn't really thought of before, or, advice that we can give other people because we did it a different way. So there's another option. And I thought it was very valuable, especially if you're serious about making a side income. I think it's well worth the class. Katrina says, hi to everyone from Gilroy, California. I was outside without a clock to tell me to watch. That's all right. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Yeah, Vern, I guess. Katrina says, got my first restaurant order. Congratulations. He wants 3 dozen as a trial for a special. He also wants some quail for himself as pets. I did a lot of canvassing this weekend, and we'll do more this coming week. That is wonderful to hear. Congratulations. And that's just how it starts. I mean, that's just what you do, is you just go knocking on some doors. And once the ball starts rolling, though, believe me, this is the part that you're going to look back on and enjoy the most, because this is where you started. And then, out of nowhere, you're going to look up in a year and a half and go, wow, how that all happened so quickly. I mean, just once the ball starts rolling, it's amazing. So in no time at all, you're going to be real busy, which is good. That's a good thing. Dale is in the house. Luckily, no real aggression, but do have a hen that if the rooster gets too rough or does anything out of the line, she will turn the tables and peck the back of his head. Hilariously, she's the smallest. Very cool. There you go. Hey, you know what? Sometimes we just need someone to put us in check. So I like her. North Georgia Quail's in the house. 30 jumbo whites in the incubator on day 9. Well, good luck to you. You're almost there. And I wish you all the best. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Robert Bruce says, do you guys do many videos on your rabbits? No, I probably will do a couple. They're fine. They're fine, and we're going to keep them, and we're going to breed them, and so we'll do videos. I don't think I want to breed them during the winter. I think it's just too much it's too much. So I don't want to do that. So during the spring, we'll breed them. They'll be ready by then. So we'll probably do a few videos. But for some reason, it's just not, you know, really love the quail, really love my bees. Like those two things I really enjoy. The rabbits are kind of like the egg-laying chickens that we've got, or the goats that we have. Like it's like, you know, it's something that we got to do, but I don't really enjoy it too much. I don't know. I don't know why I don't like it. I thought I would like it a lot, and I don't. About what the boss says. So on January 1st, what would be the best way to order 5,000 jumbo wild eggs from you? In small increments. I would order right away on January 1st, and then I'm trying to think of how many we're projecting for just the wild. So that would be 3, 6, 12, 18, and then let's see. Yep. So it looks like we're going to max out at about 1,080 jumbo wild eggs a day, which would mean that would put us at yeah, 2,160 in jumbos altogether. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, we could do a 5,000 count. It would take us 5 days to get together. Don't really like that too much as far as shipping goes. I would probably order 2 separate times. You know, the 3,000 would take us 2.5 days, and then the other 2,000, that's probably what I would do. I got Gone is in the house. Right? Is that where I'm at? I'm sorry. Yes. I want to raise quail for meat and eggs, but I'm confused about eating the fertilized eggs. How are fertilized eggs handled? Do you just put them in the refrigerator and eat them when you want to? Yes. They're just like normal eggs. And so they're, the eggs don't start developing anything inside of them until they start the incubation process. So all we eat here is fertilized eggs, and they're good for about 2 weeks, either in the fridge once they're laid or out on the counter. Either one, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, and it's actually a little bit healthier for you, honestly. James is in the house. Is there any benefit for feeding quail fermented grains? We use it with chickens. Yeah, you can, and there's benefits to it. I don't do it. It's a lot of work, a lot of time and energy, but it does save on food costs. It does save on waste, and it does seem to be healthier for them. There's just a lot, and obviously that's not something that I'll ever be able to do with all of my quail in all of our cages, and I mean that would be another full-time job right there, just fermenting the feed. So, but it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, and if you're already doing it with chickens, then absolutely. Here we go. Martha is in the house. Hi, just starting my journey and planning. Well, good luck, and thanks for being here, and welcome to the community. I'm assuming that you shouldn't put jumbos and standards in the same cage if you want to use the jumbo for meat. Will the 2 sizes interbreed? The 2 sizes will interbreed. That is an actual very, very good question. Oh, remind me, I wanted to say something about... I'll answer your question first. But they will interbreed. That's not a problem. It's very, very, very easy, like ridiculously easy to start losing weight on your jumbos if you don't put jumbo to jumbo. It's pretty difficult to increase the size. So just keep that in mind. There's benefits to both. So, you know, the standard size are going to be much better producers and layers for you. Much better. They're a lot easier to sell, as far as live quail go, chicks, things like that. And the jumbos are just larger. That's just what they are. They're less productive. They live less. There's a lot of faults, but they are the largest. So it's whatever you want to do. But yeah, if you do put them together, they'll get along, but you will start losing the weight. And then, like I said, and it all depends on what's worth it to you. So like our standards weight average overall for all the standard colors is around 9.5 to 9.7 ounces. Whereas like the jumbo Egyptians are about 11.5 to 12 ounces. The jumbo whites are about 13.5 ounces. So is those couple of ounces worth it to have more egg production, or is those couple of ounces really worth keeping them separate? But that's the information you would need to make that decision. Debbie at the She Shed Homestead is in the house. Welcome, and just donated $5 to channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate your generosity. Thank you. Crystal is in the house. Great video. I greatly appreciate it. Great advice. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, what I was going to say is for anybody that's new or going through things or starting and planning their quail journey or starting their quail business or whatever the case may be, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live for a rapid fire. I don't read all the comments. I just read the questions, and we go super fast. It's a very, very different atmosphere. It's just question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. This is more of a community setting. I love both, and that's why we offer both. I didn't want to give up the community setting, but I did want people to get their answers in a timely manner as well. But this past Tuesday we did the live, and I'm telling you, if you want really good, like if you're planning, the reason I thought of this is I think Martha, it was, right? Martha said, I'm just starting my journey in planning for raising Coturnix quail. Last Tuesday's rapid fire live Q&A was a fantastic video to go back and watch. The questions were phenomenal. Very, very, very intelligent, good questions. Rare questions that I just don't hear a lot. I thought that it was very, very good. And it's very fast. I think it was an hour, but we probably answered 35, 40 questions. And so when you're planning, when you're starting out, when you're trying to troubleshoot, when you're having issues, when you're beginning your business, whatever the case may be, you want to learn, but you don't necessarily know what to ask. You just don't know what you don't know, so you don't know to ask. Watching or being part of the rapid fire Q&As, I think is really going to help a lot of new people out there, a lot of newbies, because I was very, very impressed with all the questions, and we've had great questions tonight as well. I got Gon says, okay, thanks. I am new at this, so I just was not sure. Not a problem. Glad we could help. Sundial Fragrance says the name is Georgia for the order. Can't wait to receive it. I'm pretty sure she just printed your label, or she is printing your label. I remember the name. I don't remember writing it on a foamer. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I remember looking at it. If you didn't order Fab Fees, you go out this week, and you should be getting a tracking number on your email tonight. If you did order Fab Fees, then I'm pretty sure you don't go out. Sorry, I can't remember everything. Natasha says, I started a mealworm colony to give treats. How often would you feed them to quail? Once a week, twice a week. Yeah, they'll love it. They'll love it. James Smith says, are jumbo eggs larger than... Yes, they are. They are larger than the standard eggs. Foster Farm says, Zach, our birds are laying huge eggs. Is this a bad thing? They won't even fit in the pheasant-sized cartons. That's nice. Congratulations. No, that's fine. That's good. You'll probably need to keep them in your incubator or lock down a little bit longer. The larger the egg, the longer it'll take to hatch. But no, especially if you're starting your quail for profit business, those are going to be great to sell. North Georgia quail's in the house. And also hatched from our own quail from Myshire. 34 out of 74, not great, but 20 were not fertilized. So from the 54, 34 hatched and are doing fine. It's a learning experience. Thanks. Also hatched from our own quail from Myshire. So you're hatching your own quail eggs now. Very cool. Congratulations. 74, so that'd be putting you at 54. I'm wondering, North Georgia quail, if maybe you should increase your temp. Because even with the 20 not fertilized, that still puts you at 54. And so you had 20 of those not hatched, but were fully developed. Which is more of a humidity issue at lockdown. So ideally, out of the 54, if everything was perfect at lockdown, you should have hatched out around 50 of them. Some are just not going to break through. Some are going to be too weak. Some whatever. I'd look at your lockdown humidity and maybe increase it a little bit next time, and that might help you get a lot more to hatch. It's just an idea. Nishra Rama is in the house. Can I feed adults only crumble corn, or not a good idea? They do need other vitamins and nutrients. So it's not a great idea. They won't do so great on that. Missy Covington says hello from Mississippi. I'm learning so much from your videos. Keep them going. Keep them coming. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thanks for watching. Yud P is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Nikki says, Zach, are you and Brad in cahoots? He cut caffeine this week also. Well, see, great minds. That's what I'm saying. Great minds. Try to tell you that at QuailCon. Great minds. Katrina says, I mean, you could switch to Klondike and see what happens. I hear what you're saying. I had feed on my mind. James says, are jumbo eggs larger than the standard eggs? They are, yes. Beam Farm says, I've seen your brooder videos. Do you have a height preferred? I built one way too big to keep warm enough and regretting it. Yeah, where we could reach where it's not a struggle. So I can reach all the way to the back of it without, hurting myself or tipping it over or whatever. So I would say it's probably 3 feet. Two and a half to 3 feet, both. It's probably 2.5 to 3 feet wide, and it's probably 2.5 to 3 feet long, which is, it's comfortable for me. So it's whatever, you don't want to be, they're all hiding in the very back and you're, trying to tiptoe to reach in the very back. So it's whatever your measurements would be. It's a good question. Yud P says, I have a question. Can jumbo white quail be sexable, maybe? They have to be vent sexed. You can't feather sex them, no. Misty Dawn says, would you suggest the class to a new quail breeder or gather experience for a while first? It's a good question. I think that you would need some hatching experience under your belt first. So if you're comfortable with hatching, and you've been hatching, then I think it's for you, whether it's a couple of months or whatever. But if you're just starting out, I think you should probably get some experience first. It's a great question. David Lister says, I got some starter feed for our young chicks from the feed store. They loaded it. I didn't notice until we got home that it was medicated. Any issues with medicated feed for the young ones? No, I would just use it and not worry about it. It's not the end of the world. They need to be off of the medicated feed for a minimum of 2 weeks before you can butcher them. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, it's fine. I mean, I'd try not to do it again, but again, it was a mistake. If it was me, I'd just let it go. Not worth hauling it back and switching it out and all that. I would look at the prices though, because for some reason the medicated feed is usually more expensive, so I'd make sure they didn't overcharge you. S.O. Swanson says, oh, not talking to me. Vermont Quail says, Zach, I have a jumbo quail that lays an egg every day. Excellent. But every so often she will lay an egg that is jumbo-sized egg. What does that mean? It just means that somewhere down her lineage was a double yoker, and so sometimes she just lays double yokers. I would assume she's pretty big too. Sunrise River Quail is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. 5,000 count G's. Yeah, we get, so we have an outstanding order every year for 4,600 a week. I think starting in March through August. And then we have our corporate accounts throughout the year. And then we have, I think there's 4 accounts that's over 2,000 throughout the year, miscellaneously. Like the 4,600 is every week consistently from March to whatever, August. But the other ones are like every 2 months, just kind of random. So if you can't order it on the website, then you would need to contact me first. He must be trying to do math when he's talking. There you go. Petamal Farm says, my wife needs a t-shirt that says, caution, I love talking about rabbits. She's one of those. Oh, and we have quail too. There you go. Very cool. Petamal Farm says, I'm the bird lover. I hear you. I can't get into the rabbits too much for some reason. I mean, they're fine. They're cute. But they're also vicious and not a lot of fun. And I don't know. They don't seem like they have a lot of personality. I don't know. They're just not for me. I'll keep raising them and treating them right, but nothing fun for me. James Smith says, thanks for the great answer. Not a problem. Glad we could help. I got done says, how tall should the cage for the jumbo Coturnix allow for successful breeding? Anywhere from 8 to 12 inches high, which looks like a couple people already said. Johan Rivera, I hope I said that correctly, says, thank you for all the help. Question I have, 30 quail, got them around 5 to 6 weeks old. I've had them going on 2.5 months now, had him on 30% feed while growing, then switched to a 20%, and I've only have 1 quail laying out of all of them. They're getting between 16 and 17 hours of light. Nice and bright LED on the top of them, and another 10 feet in front of them, but no eggs from no one, only 3 males and 30. 3 male of 30. Five birds per section. I've got 30 quail, 5 to 6 weeks old when you got them. So we'll just say 6 to make it easy, plus another 10 weeks that you've had them, so they're 16 weeks. So that's 4 months old. They're getting 16 to 17 hours of light a day. They're on a 20% layer feed. Well, it looks like you've taken all the appropriate steps, so that's good. Okay, so the next thing that I would do if I was having that issue is I would try to boost their system and move them forward. So what I would do is actually leave their lights on for about 2 days and get them all confused, then get them back on that schedule, okay? And then I would also, make sure that they always have feed and water, always, always, always. So that's one. And then confuse them with the light, so keep the lights on them for 2 days, and then get back on a regular routine. And then I would put electrolytes in their water about twice a week for about 2 weeks to help their immune system. If you do those things and they're still not laying within about 2 weeks, I would change your feed, would be my next step. But it sounds like you've done a lot of the right steps, so you're doing great. We just got to troubleshoot a little bit more. We only need 13 more likes to hit to hit our goal of 100 likes. So if you can, support the channel by just hitting the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Debbie at the She Shed Homestead is in the house. Welcome, and thank you very much for your donation earlier. I really appreciate it. Patricia says, what is the approximate weight range for jumbo eggs? My standards are laying 10 to 14 grams. One is laying 15 to 17 grams. I like for the jumbos to be between 15 and 19. No, 13 and 19 is what I like the jumbos to be. But I'm not too particular on the size of the eggs. I'm not too particular with that for a lot of different reasons. So, bigger eggs are cool and blah, blah, blah. But, the 13, the 14, the 15 gram eggs are a lot easier to ship. They're a lot less fragile. They're easier to hatch out. I mean, I prefer a moderate sized egg. So yeah, it sounds like you're doing great, especially with your standards. I think our standards average around 12 grams. So you're right in that range, but you're doing great. Martha says, thank you. I will watch the past Tuesday video for sure. There you go. I think it would help out, just whenever you're driving or whatever, there was just a lot of really great questions in there. In fact, I might re-listen to it tomorrow in the barn and start writing down some of those questions for videos, but there was a lot of good questions. Black soldier fly, they love them and seem to lay more the days that I do. Anyone else try black soldier fly for quail? A lot of people do. It's a great idea. It'll give them a boost, and yeah, if you can do that, that's great. What's Quail Farm said, is the bird flu still a threat? And if so, what kind of precautions should a backyard grower take? It has died down quite a bit, but migration season has started again. In fact, I saw a bunch of geese flying south for the winter. So, yeah, I have a feeling that it's going to pop up pretty big again fairly shortly. Yeah, I mean, just be safe. Most people have the quail in cages off the ground. That's going to help a lot. I would make sure that if you've got a pond, you keep all the animals off the pond until migration season is over. If you've got an aviary, I would recommend switching your shoes before you go in there. And I would make sure that each species of animal that you have, so let's say you have chickens and you've got ducks and you've got quail, I would make sure that they have their own feed and water source so that they're not crossing. Because that's the last thing you need is, if you've got a little area of water and then, migrating geese just stop by for a second to take a break and then leave, and they're carrying AI, and then your ducks or geese go over there and then they take it back to the chickens, and the chicken, that's how it spreads very quickly. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Glenn Wells says, hello from Southeast Missouri. Since February, I've hatched 242 quail with average hatch rate of 89.4%. Got 108 to start lockdown tomorrow. Good luck. That's great. Congratulations. This has been working great for me. Thanks for the help. Stay safe. Well, thank you very much. And it sounds like you're doing fantastic. So congratulations. Sundial Fragrance says it's okay. I ordered jumbos and I've been waiting for some time, a couple of days more. It's really not a problem. I also got the tracking. Wonderful. Callie Quail Keeper says, do you think it will affect the growth rate of chicks by taking them off heat too soon? 2 weeks and they don't die, but do they spend too much energy trying to keep warm and not put weight on optimally? It's a very good question, and yes, they will spend a lot more energy. They'll eventually get to the weight, but it'll take much longer. So it is a best practice to keep them under heat for 3 weeks for long term success with the breeders. It's a very good question. Happy Homestead says, I have a random question. It's dropping to 17 degrees a couple nights this coming week. Can I buy them soot and hang it in the cage for them? I've added pine shavings and removed drafts. Yeah, that would be great. And it sounds like you're prepared. So yeah, you're doing great. Congratulations. You're on the right track. Sundial Fragrance says, any idea once one quail starts laying, how long does it take for the rest of them to start also? For new layers, like for 6, 7, 8 week olds, typically it's a staged thing. So typically you'll get an egg, and then 2 to 4 days later you'll get 3 or 4 eggs, and then in about a week most of them will start laying, and then in 2 weeks all of them will lay. No one's talking to me right now, so hold on just a second. There we go. Foster Farm says, we discovered our Nurturite 360 has developed a cold spot since the temp dropped outside. It's near a window. We followed Zach's advice and added a towel to the backside. Problem solved. Wonderful to hear. Congratulations. I love that you solved the issue. Congratulations. That's great. Highland Honey says, I've got to choose the best 25 out of 100 plus 7-week-old fancy color quail to hold over for winter as my 2023 spring breeders. The rest are going to freezer camp later this week. Decisions. There you go. Good luck to you. We are getting a lot of double yokers too. That could sometimes be a feed issue. If I recall, most of yours are standards. So that's odd, because I probably only get 2 double yokers a day out of the entire right side of the barn, all of our standards. So if you're getting a lot of them, that's a little odd. I would look at the feed and maybe look at the percentages and make sure that we're not pushing them a little bit too much. Sometimes that has happened. It's only happened a few times to me. Michelle J says, I had a 22-gram egg, opened it up and had a smaller, fully formed egg inside, so it was definitely a double yoker. There you go. Yeah, that's happened to me a few times. It's kind of cool, though. I saw egg prices in the store went up. They even have signs in the cooler telling why, avian flu. Yeah, the big chicken places have hit hard for sure. Nishirama says, after I retired, I was not sure what to do. Well, the quail's been lots of fun. I'm already selling both eggs and birds. That is awesome. Congratulations, and I'm happy that you're having fun and being successful at it. That's really cool. And yes, it does seem as our moderators took care of a situation fairly quickly. It looks like. Congratulations. Thanks. Appreciate it. It would have taken me a while to get there. Nishra Rama says 103 likes. We're at 102. I lost one. That's okay. 103 likes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We did hit our goal. Michelle J says, I take my extra eggs down to our local veteran warming center every week. That's an amazing idea. I love that idea. Bob with Boss says, I'm currently hatching birds now on day 18. I have another set going into lockdown on Wednesday. I only have one brooder. What temp should I keep the brooder at for the day olds and the week olds? I mean, the best thing to do is to buy a tote at the dollar store and make that a brooder, and not put them together. But if you do need to, then you need to take care of the chicks. Take care of the younger ones, and the older ones will figure out to walk away. So you got the heat source right here. You keep all that, and the 1 week olds don't need all that heat, so they can easily go to the other side where it's draftier and not as heated. So they'll take care of themselves for the most part. What the Quail Farm says, is it going to be too cold to purchase breeder sets? They will be back on our website mid-January. Patty says, I am interested in having eggs shipped to me in December. Will the cold weather be a problem? No, not usually. So what we do is, so we double box, so it's better insulated. We use special foamers that I actually travel to go get. They keep the heat in and help secure them. And then it's double box, plus we use peanuts and pads and all that jazz, all the normal stuff. And then we collect and ship same day as shipped, or same day as laid. So like, Jenna printed out all the labels for the entire week. So every day between now and Saturday, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to collect all the eggs. I'm going to put them in boxes and I'm going to ship them. And the ones that did not lay, like the orders that aren't collected, I'll redo on Tuesday and then I'll redo on Wednesday. So they're as fresh can be. I personally take them from the post office to inside, or from our barn to inside their post office to an area that is heated at about 70 degrees all year. They stay there until about 3 o'clock, and then they are in a temperature controlled truck from there to Cincinnati, and then usually it takes 2 days. I don't really know what happens after that, but yeah, we usually get great results during winter. The worst results we get is like the dead of summer. Those trucks just get way too hot. But yeah, winter we actually do pretty well at. Vermont Quail says, Zach, good job on this talk. Very nice, and thank you so much. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for watching and listening and being here the whole time. I really appreciate it. Rick Brewer says, I got 5 quail about a month ago. Unfortunately, discovered 2 were male, and I separated them. One of them is laying, but not the others. Any thoughts on encouraging them to lay? Yeah, we did talk about this a little bit with Johan. I hope I said that correctly again. So sounds like they were doing a lot of things correctly. So you are where you're at as far as the male to female ratio, 3 quail per square foot, 16 to 18 of hours of light a day. Make sure they are on a layer feed, preferably anywhere from 15 to 20% layer, 15 to 20% protein. Which will increase the calcium and the protein and the things they need to produce the eggs. Make sure that they're safe. And then if they're over 8 weeks old, so they'll start laying between 6 to 8 weeks old. If they are over 8 weeks old, then a couple things to try would be, maybe that's why. A couple things to try would be to confuse them a little bit. So change the lights and either preferably give them 24-hour light for about 2 days and then get them back on a routine. That kind of jump starts them. Also, for about 2 weeks, 2 times a week, give them electrolytes in the water, whether it's Save a Chick on Amazon or Save a Chick at the like Tractor Supply, or there's other options as well. But it's a powder that you add to the feed or to the water, and that gives it's just a booster, and that usually helps them reset and start again. So that's a few things to check and do first. Nishrama says 105 likes already. We're at 107. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, everybody. False Farm says, Zach, we have your jumbo outs purchased from someone else hatching your eggs before QuailCon 2022. We ordered from him since he got his order in with you before we could, and you got swamped with orders. Okay, that makes sense. Well, then that's not as bad. That's not as bad. I thought they were the standards. Petamal Farm says, thanks, Zach. Appreciate all the sharing. Good night, all. Well, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Debbie at She-Shed Homestead says, we have 4 coveys, autumn ambers, pharaohs, jumbo Egyptians, and a silver collection. We are thinking about switching it to aviary. What is your opinion on the best way to raise our quail? I think it's whatever you want to do. You're going to get a little less production in the aviary setting, but it's going to be a lot faster and easier to take care of every day too, rather than have multiple cages. Johan, okay, thank you very much. You could put them all in there. They're going to get all along all fine. They will interbreed, so you'll get silver Egyptians, and you'll get silver autumns, and you'll get silver pharaohs, and you'll get some sexlings, and you'll get cool stuff out of it. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think the only 2 downsides is if you're wanting to keep all those colors separate, you shouldn't do an aviary setting. You need to have them in separate cages. But if you don't care, then all for it. The other is your production's going to go down, but the time spent taking care of them each day is going to drop so dramatically that it'd probably be worth it. So those are the things to think about to decide if that works for you. Glenwell says 108 to lockdown tomorrow will be marked with bingo numbers for the newbie Quail Lovers Bingo Champion. I will add a card with your name on it if you want. There you go. Very cool. Congratulations. I like that. I like that idea. That's cool. And yeah, that is a very good idea. Debbie at She-Shed Homestead. Katrina has a YouTube channel called Sow and Tear, and she does multiple raisings of quail, but she is an expert in the aviary setting. You can kind of check out her video and see if that would kind of work for you. That's a great idea. David Lister says, how about a video on feed water additives, rooster booster, etc.? I think I did do that, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did that video, but I'll have to look. It might be hard to find. I might need to rename it. Could do multiple aviaries or subdivide it. That's also true. Jennifer62 says, question, if I set my jumbo Myshire eggs, will I get all white chicks? If they're white, you should. I mean, you might get a random one every once in a while. I guess I'm confused. Like, there's jumbo whites, there's jumbo wilds, there's jumbo Egyptians, there's jumbo white wings. So I guess it really depends on what you're setting. But if it's white to white and you're hatching those eggs, then 99% of the time you'll get white chicks. If you're doing wilds to wilds, then 99% of the time you'll get wilds. If you're doing Egyptian to Egyptian, then about 94 to 97% of the time you'll get Egyptians. The others will be wilds. The only one that's a low percentage is the white wings, because you're gonna get, if white wing to white wing will produce white wings, but it'll also produce a lot of whites and a lot of wilds. Anna says, beginner here. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. What is the best home incubator that you recommend? I don't like to recommend incubators just because they're all very different. So, for example, Anna, I like the plastic incubators. They're easier to clean, they're easier to manage in my opinion, but George, my right-hand man, he likes the styrofoam ones. I don't like them, but there's no wrong answer, there's no right answer. What I would recommend is if you've got about 20 minutes, I would go to a playlist that I have on our YouTube channel called Quail Product Reviews. And what I've done is I've actually purchased on Amazon like the Nurturite 360, the Little Giant, the Hovabator, things like that. And I've done honest reviews. We've put eggs in, everything's been the same, and we just showed you what we liked and what we didn't like about it and the process and the things like that. I would watch maybe the Little Giant and the Nurturite 360 and just get a feel of which one you think you would like more, and go that route, is what I would recommend. Joseph says, why is my production less in an aviary setting? Well, you can't control the environment as much as you can in cages. Light tends to be an issue. Weather tends to be an issue with heavy wind, rain, snow, whatever. Predators can come up to it, are more likely to come up to it and scare them. So it's just less controlled environment is what it is. And quail like to have a very nice routine. I just know they were called jumbo whites. So yeah, jumbo white to jumbo white should give you about 99% whites. Nishrama says, I build my own incubator and it's been working great. Can have 250 eggs at once in it. Very cool. Congratulations. Dana Curtis says, hi, this is my first live. Welcome. We're glad you're here. I want to start raising quail outdoors. Any suggestions of predator-proof cages, hutches, and any tips for raising quail outdoors in winter in Virginia? Well, you can always build your own. There's a lot of videos out there showing you how to build the cages. If you're wanting to buy one, I would recommend looking at the Wynola Ranch, and that's their website, Wynola Ranch. In fact, I'll type it into the search bar here. But I would look at the Wynola Ranch Myshire Edition cage. And that is a very, very well done cage that is very close to predator proof, 100%. It's really nice. So the feed is covered with a little cage where the animals can't get to it. The back end is covered as well. Small holes on the side. So I would look at that. It's a great question. AJ says, thanks everyone for these questions. You all asked the questions I needed answers for. There you go. Awesome. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. And that looks like that was all the questions for the night. So guys, thank you very much for hitting our goal. I appreciate that. Thanks for asking all the great questions and hanging out with me. I appreciate that as well. And oops. And if you have a lot more questions or you're new or whatever, remember we do our lives Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a rapid fire Q&A. Last week was awesome. I mean, absolutely awesome. Amazing questions. And we went through a lot of questions real quick. I don't read all the comments. I just read the questions. And once we got started, I mean, it was fantastic. So hopefully you can check that out if you're brand new. I think that will help a lot, especially when you don't know what to ask. We're going to be posting a couple really good videos this week, I believe. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss those. And I think that they will help you on your journey with quail. So everybody, thank you very, very much for showing up. We hit 120 likes. That is awesome. I really appreciate all the support. And until Tuesday, everybody, stay safe. Thanks very much for watching.